Could I know everyone's name?
Oh, of course.
Well, thank you.
I guess so.
But can you remember these?
I know you're Colleen, right? And I know you're Lisa's mom, right? Yes. And I know.
And that would be Nancy.
So Nancy Brill.
She and I had coffee one day and we were talking about it. So.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's Nancy Brill.
Yeah.
And then Maureen Kaiser.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lorraine Alves is next to me.
Okay, hi there. Now, Lorraine, are you somehow related to Pathfinder?
Yes,
I am.
That is you. Okay.
Yep. That is me.
One and the
That is
same.
you.
Nice to meet you.
The Kirk Lane.
One and the same.
And then Colleen.
You know Colleen.
Yep, your chair.
She's our chair.
Okay.
Yep. Libby Overly. She's our secretary.
Okay.
Oh, I should have mentioned, I'm sorry, that Maureen is our vice chair.
Okay. Great.
And then we're missing two. So Diane Plant is here, but she's on vacation.
Okay.
And then Tony Ricciazzi, but he does our travel group, so he's on a trip.
Okay. I recognize that name.
Yeah.
And you'll be chair next month.
I will be chair. Well, I'll bring my crown.
That's right, I do have that you're off next month, which is good. Okay.
And Nicole, you spell your name Nicole.
Coleminer.
Oh,
You are. I spelled it wrong on my sheet.
And you're on the select board?
I am,
I
yes.
obviously don't know.
Newly.
Yeah.
A new one.
Well, we can start. It is 10 o'clock.
And so first up is minutes.
Minutes.
I move to accept the minutes from the May meeting.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Now you're up, Trish.
Okay. Nutrition staff did a sanitation and food safety course. Normally, the staff heads out to West Access Care Partners to do it. However, because everyone was due, we couldn't have the entire nutrition staff leave and take the training. So they were kind enough to send us the PowerPoint. Everyone took it on their own, took the test, passed, and are now sanitation and food safety certified.
Yeah, I can remember the acronym for that. It's an acronym.
There is, yeah, there's a couple different ones.
It's not past life.
That's
I caught that one.
And of course, Mariah and Kim are already serve safe, so they don't need to take the training. Our summer intern through Easterseals has started this week in the nutrition program. He's working out wonderfully, and we're going to be getting a second summer intern for the thrift shop that will start. He will start on July 9th, so that'll be good. And they get paid 50 hours through Easterseals. Easterseals pays them. They just come in here and get the experience. For May, for our nutrition program numbers, we saw 455 folks in the dining room, and we did over 2,300 home delivered meals. We did see 7 new people in May for congregate or community dining, which is wonderful. We are hitting our targets, our goals. Outreach numbers, these are from April. So we did 73 units of service to 60 clients. We did a lot of Shine still, helping with insurance. That's still a big draw. Both Lorene and Heather did webinars on changes to Medicare Part D and then person-centered practices. Our supportive services, which is our food pantries, our medical equipment, our support groups, there were 136 clients and they participated 156 times. That's great. And then our medical equipment, remember I'm tracking how much the anticipated cost would be. So we handed out 24 pieces of medical equipment for a total savings of $1,785. So we have a medical equipment program.
Yeah.
And what we started recently doing was putting a monetary value on the pieces of equipment we give out. That way we kind of have an idea of how much we've saved folks who borrow the equipment rather than buy it.
Yep.
So $1,785 in May. Very good.
Do you get that back from people?
Sometimes. Yep. If they, sometimes they need it for the long term and they keep it, and if we get it back, great. And sometimes people will come home from, rehabs and they'll donate the equipment to us even if they haven't used it, so which is nice.
Yeah, I think one thing that I learned this month about Triad, because that's where I understand we get the equipment from.
They have a program too.
Right.
Yes.
And so I think that, I don't know if we should put something like maybe in the newsletter about that, as far as like you could call them.
Yep.
And if like Kim if we don't have it here, they could probably get it,
Yes,
and they also deliver.
they do.
They deliver
They
it
do,
right
it's
to the
nice.
home, and
Yep.
I think that that's huge.
Yep, I agree. I know that Stephanie has plans to do it in September because
Yeah.
that's when we highlight all
Yeah.
our programs for
Right,
the,
yeah.
so she will put something in there
Yeah.
that says it. Because yeah, if we don't have it, we give out the number, they call
Right.
the triad program and 9 times out of 10 they have it.
Yeah.
Because they have, warehouses full of it.
Do we
So-
have the ability to deliver it, like Maureen's saying, with the training?
It's through the sheriff's department,
Yep.
and I think that's,
They
it's all
deliver it.
free of charge, right?
Yes, yeah. Sometimes if people call and have stuff that they want to donate but can't get it here, we'll send our van driver, and vice versa. If someone needs something that they can't get, we bring it to them. Yeah, absolutely, of course. Transportation, we had 92 rides for 26 clients. The majority of them came here to the senior center. Our Title IIIB grant did 24 rides to 12 folks. And then our recreation was really busy this month. We saw 310 clients and they participated in over 1,100 units of service. So we had the Boomer Boot Camp start. So we saw that was 33. We started the Singing for Wellbeing and Wellness. That was 33. Healthy Bones and Balance, we do it 4 times a week now, and that's up to 228. So
Have you heard of line dancing?
line dancing is starting. Yes,
And that was really good.
Mhm.
The person who came
Yep.
knew stuff about that, and she thought it was really impressive.
that's great. Wonderful. Yeah.
And the singing group is
Yes. Perfect.
good. It's very good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
So I'm not there, so no.
No, but if you want to, it can stand in the hallway.
That's right.
Thursdays.
I can be in the
It's
background.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
You
unbelievable.
could do the percussion.
Really good.
Well, your voice would be the percussion.
Our walking group, I didn't break it up, but the walking group now consists of 2 walking groups. We have the original walking group, and then we have a gentle walking group. So if you want something a little less strenuous, perhaps a little shorter in length, that's what that one is. So, but those numbers I just put into walking group in general. In terms of specialty activities that took place in May, we had the Mexican bingo with the Spanish students from the high school. And then we had the Birds of Prey presentation with Tom Riccardi, and that was funded in part through the Cultural Council grant. So, and that's always great when he comes with his birds, and his stories are just amazing. And in terms of educational seminars, in May, we had the Savvy Caregiver that took place over a few weeks. We did a stroke awareness, we did an iPhone workshop, and then Kirsten, our public health nurse, did a seminar called When Seconds Count, and it was to teach people what to do in those seconds or minutes prior to EMS getting to the house. So you don't it's not a full, first aid
Right.
CPR workshop, but it's kind of what you can do to prepare.
You could save lives.
So you can turn
Right.
it on the side. You can do
Exactly.
something simple like that.
Yep. And then a wellness workshop, we had our hearing aid clinic. Volunteers, we had 40 volunteers, and they donated over 515 hours of time to the center in May, and the breakdown is below. Title III grants, we sent our letters of intent to Access Care Partners. They responded with the level funding that we received last 2 years. So they are asking that we submit full proposals for Title IIIB at $10,500 and Title IIIC at $66,000, which is $33,000 per year, which is the same amount that we received in
Level of funding.
level funding. Yep. So Colleen, I have those here. I'll have you sign them. They are due July 11th, but I have to hand deliver them to Access Care Partners because they want 7 copies of each. And we will be taking part in the Belchertown Community Yard Sale. I brought the newsletter because we put it in the newsletter for July. So that will be taking place on August 8th, the weekend of August 8th through the 10th. It's going to happen over here on our side yard. And any money that they make through the sales of, I believe they're doing a bake sale, the map selling, and any other money they bring in, the senior center is going to receive a portion of that. So that's great. I do know that the 2 folks that are going to be running it are also going to be coming to the July 11th declutter group and presenting on downsizing. So they will be there. I believe they're also going to try to set up selling maps on that day as well. I learned that this morning, so it's not in our July newsletter, but hopefully we can get some words out before in case people want to buy the map at that time. All right. And then upcoming in July, we have our outdoor concert with Stephen George. He was here last year. People love him. That will be at 12:30. The BSCCA, which is our fundraising group, is going to be doing a comedy event called Misgivings, and those tickets are $15. It will be here at the Senior Center in our dining room after lunch. And then we do have another hearing clinic, audiology clinic, on July 21st at 10 o'clock. That's it
What
for
style of music is that? Tell that's amazing.
Stephen George. So he plays his guitar, he just sings.
Really funky kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah, he's very well known at some of the breweries. He plays, he's very interactive with the crowd. We had folks dancing last time. It really
He was
was.
here for Christmas, for the
Yes,
holiday.
right.
For the holiday lunch, yeah.
Yep, the luncheon. Yeah, he's wonderful.
Yeah, he's very entertaining,
Mhm.
very
It'll
good.
be here in July.
July 11th. Yep, outdoor concert. So hopefully it will not rain.
Jessica,
Yes.
I wasn't sure if the information regarding the plant swap was in the July.
I don't think so. I think
Newsletter.
Luba just told Stephanie
Yeah, we
yesterday.
just talked
But
about
feel
that.
free.
I just wanted to mention that Luba, the lady that teaches the Tai Chi class, we're gonna be having a get-together, but it's gonna include a plant swap, so if you have extra plants you wanna get rid of, and then you can swap. And if you don't have plants, you can still come and see if there's anything you would like. And
When is that?
I think it's the same, is it the same day as the trips?
There's one trip on the 1st. We're taking a trip on, yeah, I think it might be Mondays. I don't know if it's July 1st. Well, July 1st, we're gonna
Okay, yeah.
kind of carpool and go over to the Jackson Street, to the gardens and everything, and give everybody an opportunity to see those and so forth. And then there's another one we're having
Tuesday, July 29th.
Tuesday, July 29th. So one of them, they're gonna have the plant swap, but that information will come out as well, and hopefully,
We'll put it on our Facebook.
yeah, sounds good to me. But any little thing to encourage people to come, number one.
Yeah,
And number two, if you can benefit by either unloading some plants or gaining some plants or in exchange, would be great.
That's a great idea.
I'm also going to mention that the tax work-off program for seniors and veterans did pass at town meeting. So I am going to be meeting with Charlie and our HR and I think the Treasurer Department July 1st. We're going to have a meeting.
Really happy with that.
Yes, yep, so that passed. I believe that there are 10 senior slots and 10 veteran slots.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I will know more after the July 1st meeting. But that has passed and it will be up and running and all the logistics I'll know shortly.
It's great. And with the finances as contentious as they were, I was afraid.
Yep.
They were
Yep.
at the same time.
No, there wasn't a lot of, I mean, there were a few questions.
No, there's no one at the end of it either. It was like
Nope.
1,000 to 1,000. Oh, yeah,
I think it's
1,000.
or 1,500?
Well, there's over
15.
1,200 that were there. That's
Oh, you
what
mean the attendance?
Yeah.
The
I'm,
attendance.
1,500 is the amount of the taxes.
Right, and then half of them got up and left after the school stuff was
Yeah.
settled.
Yeah.
But the vote was like 900 to 100, something like that.
Yeah.
It was like,
I don't think many from that side of the question decided to take, because it was a fait accompli, I guess. Might be a reason why they did not
Yeah.
show.
well, it took effort. Once that
Somebody
is-
need to move to accept the minutes.
We haven't.
Oh, we did.
We accepted the minutes.
Yeah.
You can move to accept my report if you'd like.
Okay. Maureen,
I did the minutes.
Oh, right,
do
right,
the
right,
report.
I meant the report. Sorry.
That's
Jesse,
right.
are you done? with
I'm
that?
done, yes,
Other one?
yep,
Okay.
yep.
I move to accept the
report.
executive director's report.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Great.
Could I ask a question about the community yard sale?
Of course.
If individual homeowners
Yes.
do this,
Yep.
do you get does the senior center get the profit from that as well?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because I believe the individual homeowners pay a fee to be
Right.
involved.
Mhm.
Yes.
To get their
And,
address on the map.
exactly, and then same goes for if folks don't want to go to don't want to do it at their homes, but want to have it here,
Yeah.
there's a fee to have it here, and then the money that they collect, yes. So either one, yep.
And Jess, you said a portion of it, so do they just try to cover their expenses
I
and then
bel-
you get?
Yeah, they're not
the
making
rest?
anything, right,
Yeah,
yep, yes, they're not.
but it's not
getting-
another organization that you're splitting?
Correct.
Right, okay.
Yep. Yep, last year it was, like an animal shelter, I
Right,
think.
not
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Yep. Okay, I will do the BSCCA update from June 3rd. So the BSCCA is our fundraising group. It's the Belchertown Senior Citizens Center Association, we just call it BSCCA. If you guys remember, they bought a grill, so that is up and running. They gave the president an authorization to spend a certain amount of money without a vote, following up with an email. That way, if something comes up here, like the need for depends, we don't have to wait an entire month for the board to vote. The president can make that determination and then let the rest of the board know with an email. The thrift shop is doing amazing in terms of the money that they're bringing in. Even with half price week, they're still making thousands. It's unbelievable. One of their volunteers is putting some of their items on Facebook Marketplace, and they're selling them that way, so that's great. They did the fundraising, Misgivings fundraiser, and that's about it. That's it, that was it for the,
Question,
of course.
100% of the proceeds from thrift shop come here to the senior center?
The 100% of the proceeds come back to the BSCCA, and then when the senior center needs items, they'll pay for it. So essentially, yes. Yeah, because they get donations from different locations, but yeah, absolutely. I know that every month they put $300 into a van account, and the van account has, I think, almost $10,000 in it for a new van, so that's good. But yep.
Because what, the van's like 15 years old?
One of the vans is, one of them's a 2003 and one's a 2000 and we purchased it when I just got here, so I think it's a 2019. That was, yep.
That's modern compared to 2003.
Yes. Could be 2006.
Who maintains, pardon me,
That's okay.
who maintains the vans, if there are any issues or whatever?
We do. With a help, if it's a large expense, the association will chip in some money. Like, we just had some body work done on the older van, which is a 2010. We have a 19 and a 10.
Okay.
So if there was some body work, the association paid for that.
Well, I was going to suggest making contact when Pathfinder is in session, because they have those facilities, and
Okay.
they're available to any of the towns who are part of the contract
Really?
for Pathfinder. So, not that they'll do it for nothing, but
Right,
you would
right.
at least get another bid, and
That's
the
great.
kids get their experience
Absolutely.
as well.
Oh, it'll get done right because somebody's overseeing it.
Oh yeah,
True.
the teachers are very good. I've had them work on my car as well, but any work that you have, if you need cabinets or bookcases built or anything like that, you have to pay for supplies, but they'll build whatever it is for the most part that you want. You do have to get in line. For example, this particular year, for the horticultural area.
Yeah.
The horticultural areas only worked with the towns and did town projects like around town centers or town halls or whatever. So if you ever have any work that you need to have done, big stuff, and they're introducing, what is it called? Hardscape. That means putting down the pavers and whatnot if you're doing a patio. So there's a lot of things, but that's where I would suggest going almost first once school's in session.
Yep. Do they take a long time? That's the only issue.
It all
was-
depends on what it is.
Okay.
Next year, they're starting construction on a house in Belchertown, and that's the first house in maybe about 5 or 6, I think since before the pandemic,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but, so they're doing that. But no, you just put it in, and it's, the kids have to learn this in order to do that.
Yep.
So if they haven't learned how to do the interlocking pavers yet, you don't want them doing your
No, of course
your
not.
patio yet, or
Yeah.
as an example, but yeah.
Okay.
And you've got experienced seniors, incoming seniors,
Yep.
juniors, and
Yep.
sophomores who are pretty good, and then freshmen are gonna be just learning
Sure.
the first half, her first, sixth of the year, I should say, sixth of the year. Because they're on 3, rather than 4 quarters, they're on trimester.
Oh, okay.
But I would certainly, go there, and the kids from the culinary obviously have taken part here in some of
Oh,
our
yeah.
lunches and something.
And the volunteer appreciation lunch.
Yeah.
That's been
And
really wonderful.
if you're having a party and you need food,
Yep.
go there first. The
Yeah.
kids get experience, it's coming back to the town, and so
Yeah, it's
forth.
nice.
I would highly recommend.
Yeah, we've used them a few
Trying
times for the nutrition.
Their carpentry classes are assisting at the fire department doing
Yes.
the living quarters up above.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that was, a little bit of an item of possible contention at 2024's town meeting. And what was not understood regarding Pathfinder is we are Pathfinder. We are 1/9 of what Pathfinder is because we are one of the 9 towns. But there was a question as to the money. Well, if Pathfinder's doing the work at the fire station, doing the plumbing and the electricals, because that's what they did first,
Yeah.
and saved them, let's say $500,000, easy number to remember. That's $500,000 that the town did not have to spend on that, which means it could go to the schools or it could go anywhere the town and the town residents voted to have that money go. So anything we can save in that regard as one of the 9 towns.
And I think Belchertown is second highest enrollment at Pathfinder.
Second.
Does that sound right?
Yeah,
Nice.
Palmer's almost always
Right.
the top, but we're questioning now with the new lottery program that the Department of Ed in the state has decided to implement. That's gonna change some of the dynamics. What they are exactly, I do not know. I don't have access to that right now, but anyway, we can have the kids benefit as a learning experience, but we as one of the 9 towns can take part in it as well. And just to let you know, the superintendent, Brian, whom I know quite well, believes 1/9 of Scout, the service dog, the emotional support dog, belongs to Belchertown. And technically it does, but we can't divide Scout up into 9 pieces. That's just a joke that
How does Scout get used?
Scout is available any day, every day, for support if
What are you
a
talking
child
about?
needs
At
it.
the police
The
station?
police dog?
Is that the
No.
Scout?
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder has a separate dog?
Pathfinder has a dog,
They
a
have
Scout.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that?
did
Oh my
not know
goodness,
that
I'm
either.
sorry that you
Yeah.
didn't
I
know.
thought you had the wrong. I'm like, that's not the dog's name.
Yeah,
But
no.
okay.
No,
Yeah,
and
it's a comfort, it's an
Oh,
emotional
neat.
comfort.
support
Yeah, it's
dog, and
pretty
you can
cool.
use it,
Yeah.
and obviously there are traumas that take place whether
Got it.
individually for a student or a number of students or families. And Scout is always there and willing to
Oh, that's great.
lend a soft fur, a paw.
Cheaper than hiring a social worker.
And I'm sure they get those too when they're needed or are needed. And,
More
but
effective.
yeah. If I can find it, there's a cute video of Scout running through the building going, "School's out for summer," which was nice to see because Scout's a puppy.
Yeah.
Happy to be out of
Is he
school.
a shepherd?
No, he's a golden.
He's a
I
golden,
believe
and
he's a golden.
you just want to take those ears.
Yep.
He's really cute.
That's awesome. Great. So we do have a spot, Nicole, that if you have any comments, you don't have to have any at this juncture,
Yeah, no,
but
I mean, I was so happy about the tax work-off program.
Yeah.
So happy. I wasn't worried about it passing at all. Also, we have the article that passed where we're going to be adding that checkbox on
yes.
tax bills
Yep.
for people who want to make donations both to seniors and I think it was disabled as well as veterans. But I guess I kind of just wanted to know from you, because I know that was a big thing that you wanted to see pass, and I know you worked with Lesa to get that onto the articles, but what's kind of next as a goal? Do you have anything in mind that I can help you with?
I have a question. That was new. I've been working with Stephanie in terms of doing trying to do a program survey here within the center. And I have some of the results, and the results just really solidify what we already kind of knew, in terms of expanding programming into the afternoon, because people are getting here on their own. They don't necessarily depend as much on the vans and that kind of thing. So we've been able to expand of the 37 programs, I think, that were kind of written in terms of the survey. Steph's been able to implement about 30 of them, and the other 7 will come in the fall, type of thing. So she's done a great job of responding to the surveys. But my question is, now there was a survey put online for tell us about, from the select board, in terms of tell us what you liked about the town meeting, and give us some feedback and that kind of thing. And then I think another group, maybe was it Boat, that had put something out for adversity and such. So I guess my question is, would the senior center have access to being able to put out a larger survey? Because we're reaching the population that's utilizing the senior center, which we could probably just sit out there and have coffee with them, and we'd figure out what they wanted. But is there a certain software package, or is there a certain person, as part of the town, that could help put something together so that we could have a larger? And I don't know, and I know that a few years ago, and I think it's been maybe before you came, they did the survey and figuring out how many in the population would be considered, the senior center. And of course, then we're working against the reputation of, I'm not old enough to utilize.
60% of Belchertown is.
I'm not old enough to utilize the center.
Yeah.
And be like, so you are, but it's not just come and crochet. It's come and do line dancing, come and do boot camp, come and do whatever. So I guess that would be my question. And
So the first person that comes to mind to assist with that is the communications manager, Kate Maydew. And I would be happy to talk to her and see what she would recommend.
And I don't want to go over Jess's head, but I was just kind of curious about it, because it seems as though we would reach those that are not coming to the senior center or have any clue about what is being offered in terms of, and I don't mean just the social programming, I mean in terms of the hearing aid clinics and the different kinds of health programs and mental health programs that come out every month. So
and I know that there's going to be another survey. So the town is working with, and I'm looking it up as I'm trying to remember, they're working with another committee to look at senior center, rec, and veterans, and their
health services.
Yes,
Human
services. So they're going to be putting out a human services survey that's going to almost ask those questions.
Okay.
Where do you go for this type of thing? Do you use the rec department? If you don't, why not? If you do you use it between this time frame and this time frame? So there is another survey coming out. It's in the planning state, or they have it. It's coming out.
But is it going to be implemented in a broad fashion? I guess that's my question.
Yes, because
not
it's
just for people who already know how to find the rec department website, or how to find or get the electronic newsletter from the senior center. I think it's those that.
I don't think I know how it's going to get put out yet, whether if it's just going to be a link on the town website.
Yeah.
I know in the past I've used the all-call system that's called the town, and I've said, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things.
think that's something that comes up every time we talk about holding surveys, where the senior community is going to be involved, because you can't just put a link on Facebook,
No,
because
right.
they're not all
Absolutely
on
not.
Facebook.
Right.
And so I know that for branding Belchertown, you know, our new logo that we have, one of the things that we did is we put paper surveys at the library. Did we bring some? I think we
You
brought
did.
some here.
Yep. Yep, there were some,
Put
yeah.
paper surveys, did some postings down at Pine Valley Plantation. And so that is, I think, absolutely on their radar, but we can make sure that that's.
Yeah, I just think that it's an easy fix to say we're going to put the link.
Yeah.
But I just look at, I'm here often, and I just see some folks that are coming in and using the computers here, and every time they come in, they need help to get back onto wherever it was that they, they don't have a computer at home or whatever. So I just think that there's some questions to be asked of them.
Yeah, I think a QR code in the Sentinel was another one, and I was thinking to myself,
Yeah.
I'm going to be 49 years old this year, but I just figured out what a QR code was
Or how
like
to use
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even, it was during COVID, because remember they put QR codes on pieces of paper so you didn't have to hold a menu?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, what do I do with it?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what a QR code is, but I have no idea how to use it.
You just take a picture of it with your camera,
but
but I
that's
just
And
learned
then the
that.
link just pops up on
The
your
link
phone.
pops
You have
up.
to get the app for
Yeah.
it.
If
It's
that-
called QR Reader.
Yeah.
Or you can just do it with your smartphone
You
camera
can.
now.
Yeah.
And it'll link
Yeah.
you, but I had no idea what it was.
A lot of times they'll come up on the TV screen too, just.
Right.
you just-
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's like another way, but we talk about it all the time when we talk about surveys, is how do we get this out to people beyond electronically?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
And I mean, we send a lot of them home too with Meals on Wheels, because that's 100 people
Yes.
on
Right.
Meals on Wheels that aren't driving. So, but yeah.
Good, that's great.
So between our program survey, maybe the town meeting survey, that will help more on transportation, and then this other survey that's coming out, if people aren't surveyed out,
You're right.
we will get some good information too. I'm hoping. So, yeah.
Anything else for me?
I don't think I had anything. I was just wondering what's next.
Yeah.
that was a big win.
It was.
Do you have a lot of people coming to you saying I want to participate in this program?
I don't yet, but HR has said that they've had some
good.
phone calls regarding it, which made the meeting happen a little bit quicker. So yeah.
I mean, I think next steps are who is going to be implementation, really.
Absolutely.
Rules and procedures and all of that. So, and I imagine that's coming out of Steve's office.
Yes. Yeah. Because someone's going to have to get the applications and the documents and the, financial requirements and match them with potential volunteer locations.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do we have those 10 or 20 spots of jobs that those people are doing today?
Not that I don't know yet. So hopefully I'll know more on next week, Tuesday.
Would there
Or
be
following week.
an opportunity if you find that you have more folks that are coming forward? 1,500 is like a great chunk of change.
Yep.
Whereas some other towns do like 850 is their max. So would that be an opportunity to be able to say, well, instead of 10 slots, we could eke it to like maybe
15
15
slots.
slots at a lower
Yeah, we
at a
wanted
lower
to start
rate.
smaller, just because we were unsure how the program was going
Sure,
to roll out. But
yeah.
absolutely, this was just our starting point. So, yep.
Yeah, some
We
towns have
anticipate it growing
a large-
if there's a want for that.
Right, but I'm suggesting that it might be that you could almost double the number of volunteers
Yeah.
and have the stipend a little less in terms
Yes. Yep, that's a possibility too.
Oh, good.
Yep.
But you also have to figure out where they're going to be volunteering their time. What do we have as positions available that will not negatively impact someone who's already on salary?
Right.
But you want to expand
Right.
on it.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a lot of things that probably need to be done that you can't, that people can't get to in their regular jobs. So
Right.
Probably just a matter of finding out what are the things that you wish you could get done, but you really just can't
Right.
realistically do.
part of how this actually happens, it won't cost the town money because it'll save money by having a volunteer do it. And so we can't have it, we can't make a new job out of it, but we can say, you're gonna be to a senior, you're gonna do reading, because that's not part of what we pay for already.
Yeah, well, we already
We
did.
can't invent jobs, but we can,
Yep.
it's a lot to think about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, our next meeting is scheduled for July 23rd. And then remember, we are off in August. August is our off month.
Do we have any kind of update on the pickleball tournament?
Not yet. Nope, when I spoke with Diane earlier, we do not have any update on that. But that, it will be happening.
Okay. And any new business? Did you?
I didn't have any, no, I kind of put it in my director's report, just, yeah.
We kind of pulled it out of this, we went along.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it in here.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Thank God you can type.
Yeah.
Are the meetings always at 10 a.m. right here?
Yes. Yep, they are.
4th Thursday.
Yes.
I move to adjourn.
Third Thursday.
Second.
4th.
Fourth
Fourth.
Thursday.
We always show
Second
up.
Thursday?
We
It's Wednesday
always-
too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I think it used to be Thursday. Way
It
back.
did. Thursday at 6, wasn't it? Oh, gosh. We don't know when our meetings are, so just know whatever
We
you
don't
want.
show up on time.
I will try to attend as many as I possibly can.
Don't worry.
So.
Did you adjourn?
I believe we did. Did we adjourn?